So we made it. We're not whole, and we're a little on edge, but we fucking made it, and that's the important part.
Yes, we did. That we
Oh
did.
shit! You guys have no idea what we had to go through to get here. Well, mostly what I had to go through, and Bruce had to listen to get
Yeah.
here. You guys have no idea what we.
Whoa! That was you.
There's my voice.
There was
Awesome.
your voice.
Awesome. That is not the worst thing that's happened to me by far tonight. So I will take it. I will absolutely take it. Just give me a minute. I'm pumping out some tweets and I will explain a
Hey,
little
what
bit
up,
of this.
kid?
Who's here? I don't have the
My
chat up.
sister. My sister.
Kirby! What's happening? You picked a great night. We are all kinds of messed up. I know you don't like cursing. Messed up. And we are messed up because I've literally been using this laptop all day long. I think a lot of you might have saw the clip that I cut. You know, we might have saw me all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, posting things, tweeting things, getting in conversations. All of that was from this particular laptop, and everything was fine. Everything was cool. We were good. I was set. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I had to leave to pick up my wife, like I normally do. I come back, I walk in, and my wife says, "Oh, I'll cook because you got to get ready for the show." And I was like, "You know what, baby? I don't. I'm actually prepared. I'm on the ball today. Like, I've got everything done. Watch." And I went to bring up my laptop, and it wouldn't come up.
Wrong.
It wouldn't come up at all. Like, I don't have a screensaver, so usually just hit the mouse, screen pops up, and you can go back to what you're doing. Nothing whatsoever. So I'm like, that's weird. And then I noticed there's no power going to it. And then I notice it won't turn on. So I take the battery out, clean the contacts, do whatever, get it powered up. Cool. Looks like we're up and running until I click on the internet. I click on my Chrome tab, and the whole thing, and it just freezes up. Big white screen. I can't get online now. This thing's been fine all day. So for the last two hours,
yeah,
I have been sitting here running everything I can run, doing everything I can do, clearing every cache I can clear. And I finally got us back, but it's I'm still having problems on my end. So, and we're missing Wendy. There's a thing.
Yeah.
If you notice,
she said she's probably going to be late.
Well, she's very late at this point.
Well, we're very late at this point.
Yeah, but she's even later. That's the thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should put something out on our Twitter for this. I don't know. I'm just saying. And now shit wants to freeze up on me, right?
No. Maybe on your end, not my end.
No, on my end for sure, because that's what I've had all night. And yeah, it's not fun. Definitely a lot of no fun. And
whoa. Hey now.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just trying to operate the best I can with what I got here. Paste that. Tweet that. Okay, so that's set. That's good. That's out the way.
All right.
Do not see Grandma. Should we message Grandma?
Yeah. Well, she didn't
just be like, "Yo, where you at?"
Oh, she saw it. Well, she saw it at least. Oh, you got it.
Where are you?
Where you at, lady? We just started. Or getting ready to start.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could give her a couple of minutes. That's the thing. We have a brand new segment planned, and it's to kick off the show, and I don't want to do it without her.
Yeah. That was kind of... Are we talking about the game, or what are we talking about? Which one we...
Not the game. The clip I have set up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, Kirby said try not to have a baby. No, have
Yeah.
that baby. Have that baby. I can't even get the stuff to. There we go.
Yes, Devin, that is our new logo. One of two logos that we have.
One of two new logos in multiple colors, and we're getting some more. And
Yes.
and that was another thing I was extremely excited to be showing off, and now I'm having all these issues. So yeah. Well, what's up, man? Yeah, Kirby, please. If it's baby time, have the baby. Do not wait on us. That's for show. Oh man, we got the Facebook user crap again.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but they're editing their
either.
own episode. Maybe it's Front Face Lock, if I had to take a guess, but I don't know. Good luck with that editing, bruh. Or sis, because it just says Facebook user, and I know we got some female podcasters. Shout out to Philly's own JDC and WrestleBread while I'm waiting for our first lady of Top Rope to show the fuck up, if she's ever going to show the fuck up. You know what else would be good? If I actually had the goddamn rundown. Like, this is ridiculous, y'all. This is monkeys fucking a football on account of technology, and I apologize. I am usually much more prepared than this. So
it's going to be a shit show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So grab some popcorn and enjoy the show.
Seriously. I mean, we honestly thought it was going to be like, you know, this is supposed to be a great episode. We've come up with some good shit for you, but we can't find Wendy. I'm having all these problems. Now the rundown is not here.
For the first time in Top Rope history, I am the one not having the computer problems.
You are the most prepared of us all. That is never happened. You're not having issues. You got all your shit. Your beard is magnificent. There's no scarf. But at this point, it's like the 200th worst thing that's happened tonight. Right. So I'll let it slide.
I mean, it's right behind me. I can go get it.
Hotter than Satan's balls here. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hot over here too, man.
Yeah, it's hot. Said I'd be late. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but this is like very like.
Well, let's just start the show. She'll be here.
Okay. Well, now I got to figure out where we're gonna start it.
At the intro.
Well, yeah. There's that. Definitely.
I tell you what. I can bring something up after the intro to talk about while you figure that out.
Okay, I'm scared. But what the fuck?
It's fucking great news. You probably already had it on the rundown, but that's okay.
I might have, but anyway, let's start the show. Fuck it. Wendy will show up, hopefully. Let's go.
Means money.
This is Zip Squad, bitch.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering.
And welcome to another episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are the voices of the squared circle. This is a wrestling show made by wrestling fans for wrestling fans. And, well, soon to be joining us is the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I'm still doing the spiel because I love her to death. She is the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. She is Miss Latina Heat, Grandma Wendy.
You know what? It's the perfect time to debut this sound.
Oh, Wendy!
Where you at, girl? One more time. Fuck it.
Can't find it.
Okay. And fun going.
And also joining me, as always, because show won't go on without him because he's got all the info.
We almost didn't have a show.
and we almost didn't
No
have
lie.
a show, is none other than the producer himself, the soundboard extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of none, Dom.
Looking like the Sandman with the smoke. D-O-M.
Okay.
FT dub. Let's go. Oh, it's good to be back. It's
Yes.
amazing to be back at this point. If you heard the spiel before I hit the video.
Yes. And I am none other than the high class one, normally rocking the Burberry scarf, that MJF Mark himself, the pinnacle of Top Rope Wrestling talk, high class. Dom?
Bruce.
Better than you. And you know it, I'm better than you.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See?
Yes, I do. So, Dom, probably was on your rundown while you wanted to shuffle through things. How about the amazing news that popped up late today that you posted, my friend? The Switchblades are reuniting for one night only.
Yes, PW Revolver. It's I think it's called the show is called Night of Terrors, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something
Forgive
like
me
that.
because I don't have it pulled up right now, and my computer is being a dick. But yes, Sami Callihan and John Moxley are going to reunite for at least one night. I don't know beyond
that we know of
for this PW Revolver show called Night of Terrors. It also features the reunion of Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, the American Wolves.
The American. Dude, what if they're going against each other? Are they going against each other?
No, they're tag teaming for the first time.
No. I'm saying, is it the Wolves versus Switchblades?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that. But
I hope it is.
Oh my god, if it was, it'd blow my fucking mind. I will watch that show. I will watch that show. Dude,
Davey Richards hasn't been in a ring in a hot minute.
He was actually in the ring, 2300 Arena, MLW Battle Riot 3. That was his first match back. That was his first match back. He was the number one entrant into the Battle Riot, and he lasted a good long while. Yeah, you got to see that. We got some stuff from that in the rundown as well. But yeah, it's the first time that the Wolves have reunited in years.
Yep.
Because I don't know if anybody else remembers, but I do. Like
ROH.
Impact, when Davey swerved Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie was fighting Bobby Lashley for the Impact title, and he had him beat, and Davey swerved him, cost him the title, and then he and his wife, Angelina Love, stretched Davey in front of Alicia.
Yep.
So it was like the worst breakup since like the Rockers. No lie.
Yeah.
Pepsi Phil.
He did. I don't know if he retired. I think he took time away. I know he's an EMT or a firefighter as well. So he took he just kind of took time away, maybe to heal. And
to the best of my knowledge, Davey had retired from wrestling for a while. He got trained, became an EMT, and just gave up wrestling for a good bit, like almost a decade. And he just started to kind of make his comeback a little bit prior to getting drafted by MLW, and the Battle Riot was like his first big show back. Mm-hmm. And now the Wolves are coming back. I'm like, oh, like, yes. I want to fuck watching that show. I want to go to that show.
Right? How we started talking with the Switchblades and the great news, with the Wolves coming back. I don't want to get too far off track because I know we've got a whole freaking show to run down. So I don't know. I guess I could
I
save
feel
this
you,
for
dude,
a
but at the
later
same
date.
time, a lot of these topics were windy topics, and I mean, I
So
guess.
okay. So
If you want to go, we'll just we'll figure from there because we're kind of seat of our pants.
We've heard the rumors from like month 2 that about AEW getting trios titles, and now they're actually calling 6-man tags trios. A trios match. So with the Switchblades reuniting, do you think we get the addition of Eddie Kingston and get trios champs with the Switchblade and Kingston?
I don't know, but goddamn if I wouldn't love to see it.
That would be.
I don't know if they call them the Switchblades, the Wild Things, the Death Machines, but whatever they're called, I'm there. I am there for
I would be so down to see that trios team.
For real.
That would be amazing.
Oh, hey Ben, what's going on, man? Yeah, it would be tremendous to have those three together. It's going to be tremendous to have the Switchblades back. It's going to be tremendous to see the American Wolves back together again for the first time in a very long while. Like that's the thing about wrestling, because I know a lot of our topics were just, a little bit on wrestling and not exactly a specific show. Even as it grows, we're getting things back that we didn't have. Like, we're getting crowds, we're getting tag teams, we're getting, Davey back. We're getting a lot of. We've already had Edge's return. We've got Finn Balor on SmackDown right now for the first time in years. We've got a lot of, not just growth in wrestling, but we got a lot of returns and a lot of things to look forward to. And so that's why I say at the end of the show now, like, enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it, because somebody's going to dig Finn Balor on SmackDown. Somebody out there is going to love that the American Wolves are getting back together, and we are personally going to love to see the Switchblades. So if it ain't for you, just not my flavor. Put it down, walk away. Somebody else will drink that shit up.
Yep.
And
I am fucking stoked.
Oh, let's see what Chris said. The Revolver announcement sounds about as awesome as the right I got to see a brief Liger and Muta stare down at G1. Oh, yeah. I remember that. The ROH New Japan Super Show. And I think it was Muta came in the ring in the Battle Royal, and it might have been or no, Liger was in the ring, and then Muta comes down the ramp as one of the entrants, and those two just wipe out everybody else, and then they're standing toe-to-toe in the middle of Madison Square Garden, in the middle of a battle royal, and I'm like...
Right?
I need this. That was good.
Give me more.
More, please, more. And then the rest of the field started getting back in. I was like, oh, fuck y'all.
God damn it.
Because it was...
Just give me this match.
I know Muta doesn't really wrestle much anymore, and Liger was going into his farewell tour. This was a few years ago. So you never knew if this would happen again. So when it did happen, you thought, oh my God, drink it in, because this, you may never see it. Drink it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so still no Wendy.
That's all right. What do we got?
Should we just jump into the new segment?
We'll save that as long as we can.
Okay. I'm
we'll
trying
just have to
down,
push that to the bottom.
I'm trying to look down the because like everything we have is Wendy related, okay. Fuck it. I don't really think she needs to be here for this one. We obviously saw, and I know we're going back to our usual, but forgive me, guys. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. We obviously saw at Fight for the Fallen the 10-man match between the Elite, Hangman Page, and the Dark Order. And the stipulation was if Hangman loses, he loses his shot, right? Most of you probably know by now. Oh, shit, there goes Bruce. What the fuck? Welcome to Top Rope Technology Fuckery, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, it's totally kinky flying by the seat of your pants. Oh my god. All right, let's see if Bruce comes back. We'll put a pin in that one too. All right, Pepsi Phil, what do you got? I wouldn't be mad if it was a trios match. American Dragon and American Wolves team up versus Kingston and the Switchblade. Yo, that is good. That is damn good. I mean, it would take a lot. It would take a lot of cards falling in the right spot, but yeah, that is definitely a good one there, Pepsi Phil. I'm not gonna lie at all. Like, I would pay good money to see that. It does depend on a lot, though. It really does depend on a lot. Yeah. Storms have been fucking up the internet. Brucey just sent me a message in the background here saying he just lost his. It's been this kind of night, boys and girls. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I had all kinds of issues. I'm pretty sure I got to buy a new laptop. That many issues. Like, I was lucky to get on here late, and then Wendy says she's going to be late, and it's like, okay. I don't even know if we're going to be on, but we're going to try. So Brucey and I came on to basically just see if this shit would work, which it does. But everything that I've got planned out in front of me that we put together since probably Sunday involves 3 people. And do you see 3? And we were just about to change it up and give you something, and then Bruce goes. So I'm hoping that his internet comes back. Jesus. This seriously, I thought was going to be one of our better, if not best episodes, just on paper. And that's why they say on paper is one thing, but when you put it out there, it's another. And yeah, so there's this. I'll give them some time. Anything you guys want me to talk about? Anything. I'm just going to open it up to y'all because I got a bunch of things. Like, I know Pepsi Phil brought up the trios match, and that would be awesome. But that would involve actually getting Sami Callihan in a Dynamite ring, because he's been in Daly's place, but that was for an Impact main event. That would mean actually signing the American Dragon, which everybody's reported on, but AEW said nothing. I mean, there were even, I think it wasn't me, but a few people got fooled by a supposed report from Meltzer saying that Brock Lesnar had a deal done with AEW. And even when I read it, I thought, oh, that's bullshit. But, sometimes you're not, you go through a Twitter feed or something, you're not really paying attention. I'm like, as I'm scrolling, wait a minute. I scroll back and I click on the account and I realize it's not even Uncle Dave's actual account. Like, somebody just made an account that said Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer and put that out there under his name. I'd feel for him if he didn't make up half his shit on his own. So, at least half. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy it, because there were a few people that bought into it online and they were tripping, and I said it's fake news. Sorry, guys, fake news. It's a fake Dave. Of course, it's fake news. And then people started to realize it and calm down. But yeah, the point is, there's a lot of reports out there, and you don't know how true they are. Like, if Daniel Bryan is signed, what are they waiting for? I know they alluded to CM Punk, or at least Darby Allin did, at Fight for the Fallen, after they announced that the first dance would be in Chicago at the United Center, like the house that Jordan built. That would be their biggest venue to date. And Darby Allin came off the wall with, I'm not afraid of anyone, even if you think you're the best in the world. Ooh. I wonder what that means. Ooh. You know, is he talking about who I think he's talking about? And even now, the answer is maybe. Because nothing official has been said. There's been a billion reports, but nothing official has been said. And as I think I brought up in the last episode, CM Punk has pretty much been rumored, at least, to sign with AEW every time they go to Chicago. Every fucking time from the very beginning. And he hasn't showed up yet. So the odds do not look good, but they're playing into it now. Is Mother Nature canceling the show tonight? She ain't canceled it yet, but between Mother Nature and technology, they sure as shit are trying to fuck it up. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chris. It's been rough. What? Oh, there's Cadrian. I love the scary movie sound effects. Thank you. I figured it would build some drama. It's and again, if you're just joining us, Wendy said she was going to be late, so we're waiting on her. Bruce lost his internet as we were regrouping, so you're with me, at least for now. Hopefully, I'm still waiting on Brucey. We're still looking around for Wendy. I'm going to play this again because it took me forever to find it.
Oh, Wendy!
Anywhere? No, she still ain't here. Fuck. All right, let's see if I missed anything in the comments here. We got Revolver. We got a Wimby Man. No, we're pretty much caught up. Okay. So, at least, oh, wait a minute. We got a time waster from Chris. All right, hit me. If you could book a show, doesn't matter what promotion, featuring the best wrestlers from today versus the best wrestlers from the past in their prime, of course, who would face who? Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, the easiest answer, at least for me, one of the easiest answers would I would love to see Shawn Michaels versus Adam Cole. The people have drawn that comparison, the whole night, and those two in their primes could probably tear the house down, no matter where you put them. Wait a minute. We got somebody.
I'm back.
There he is.
I don't know what happened. I had like a glitch in my internet or something.
There's been a glitch in the Matrix tonight, homie. I'm just glad you're back.
So what you been talking about since I was gone?
I've been trying to fill time. Like I brought up the fake Brock report today, and
what, signing with somebody else? Okay.
Yeah, but the it was reported by a fake Dave Meltzer account.
A fake Dave Meltzer account.
Yeah, and people were losing their fucking minds over it, and it was a fake Dave Meltzer account. So, and then we were talking about the last thing we were talking about when you came in was if you could book a wrestler from today against a wrestler from the past in their prime, who would it be? And I had said Adam Cole versus HBK. Okay. I was about to say Bret Hart versus Daniel Bryan because technical masterpiece. And Cadrian had just chimed in with a good one. Eddie Guerrero versus Andrade.
That match would be amazing.
Wow. I would love to see that. Like, love.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chris brought up the question. We were kicking it.
I wouldn't mind seeing an NWA champion Ric Flair versus MJF.
Ooh,
Those promos would be
that'd be
fucking
good.
crazy. The matches would be good as well.
Going off the clip I put out there today, the American Dream Cody Rhodes or Dusty Rhodes versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes on AEW.
That would be great.
And Cody wins just to piss y'all off.
Right?
Like, never mind the match. Never mind that it was great. Never mind that it was history. Never mind. All that matters is Cody's won, and I'm mad.
Oh my god.
That one's just to poke at people a little bit. You know, I like to bust balls. So that's a worldwide interweb ball breaking right here from the South Philly Psycho. Just nut shot.
What about Karrion Kross versus the Warlord?
Oh, both big, both relatively talented. I kind of want to see it.
That'd
I
be a
kind of
good
do.
match.
I thought you were going to say like, and of course, you can't do this without saying the Fiend versus the Undertaker. Not Bray Wyatt, the Fiend.
Yeah.
All those mystical powers in play. Whoo!
That'd be pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, hey Felipe, what's happening, homie? That's Kadrian. Why is that?
MJS versus Piper. Yes, Kadrian. Oh my god, yes.
You know what? Yes. Hot Rod versus MJF.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. mean,
Absolutely.
Is it sad that part of me wants to see Jake the Snake versus Lance Archer?
I
Like
could
in
see
his
that.
prime, Jake versus Lance Archer?
Cobra biting earthquake Jake the Snake, right?
Yeah. The trust me, Jake. You know, like
Yeah.
he takes Archer under his wing and tells him to trust him, and he does all that Ultimate Warrior shit to him, where he just keeps putting him in these crazy situations. He has a bit by a cobra and shit, and he's like, "I'm a snake. You never trust a snake."
Oh my god.
I mean, you know, that segment back in the day was gold. So I would love to see that play out between.
You'll like this one, Dom. Chris just said Samoa Joe versus Taz.
That happened, didn't it? No,
No.
it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen in TNA, and Taz couldn't get medically cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought a replacement. But it was supposed to happen. Yes. Oh, here we go. HBK versus Okada.
Okay.
Wow. You know what? Even Okada versus the Great Muta in his prime. That would, maybe Tanahashi. That might even be better. Shout out to Tanahashi on Dynamite, by the way.
Fuck it, you brought it up.
Yeah, and then we're going to try to do
what
some of
kinda-
this show stuff. Like, we've
that's
given
what-
Wendy enough.
No, because like I don't know, with that whole segment, Bronson Reed versus Vader in his prime, absolutely,
Yeah.
Devin.
Bronson Reed versus Vader or Bam Bam. That'd be good.
Bam Bam, yes.
Bam Bam
Bam's
Bigelow.
more a Bronson Reed style.
You
They
know who
would
else
go
had
good
like
together.
You know who else were different eras but had like similar styles that I'd love to see, and maybe it's just me, but Dijakovic, not T-Bar or whatever they're calling him now. Dijakovic versus Mike Awesome. They were both
That would
huge.
be
They
a good
both
match.
fly. They were both brutal. Like
Mike Awesome is one of those very underrated wrestlers that everyone forgets about, and he was actually really good.
It's very hard for me to forget about him because I watched him for so many years in ECW. And then he went to WCW and he became that 70s guy. And his career pretty much just because he was so well known in Japan, and they were just starting to bring him over, just starting to work and worked him in ECW, worked in the Masato Tanaka feud, which was unbelievable every time. and he was gaining some momentum, and right as ECW was getting on television, he bolted for WCW, and that pissed me off. Like, we got to deal with TNN. He's like, I'm your champ. I'm out.
Harlem Heat versus the New Day.
Ooh, yes.
I'm trying to picture that. Like,
Even I know they didn't last too long, but the Steiners versus American Alpha.
that match would have been amazing.
The original Steiners, not Big Papa Pump and all that. I'm talking
No,
Mullet
the
Scotty,
Steiner brothers.
the original Steiner brothers,
Mhm.
like 80s, 90s WCW.
That's their prime
yeah,
of tag team wrestling. I should
against
say.
American Alpha in their prime.
Jason Jordan's prime.
Well, yeah, Gable's still in his
going.
prime.
Gable, God, don't get me started. Dude, get me started.
Wait, what? It won on national TV. Would have Tanahashi, Nick Gage, and CM Punk debut. Yeah, referenced on the same damn show. Sorry, I'm gonna catch up on these comments since they're working now. I was clicking on them and they weren't popping up. Again, technical difficulties among other things, y'all.
Nights.
Very sorry.
Is that the Dark Order symbol in the back of our screen?
Yes, it is. I just thought purple and black, purple lucha mask with black.
Listen,
I go
now
dark.
you have to do it. You got the symbol on the screen.
But if I do it, it's not going to be real, though. You know, I picked this for you and Wendy, and then you know, I was like, "Yo, give me the Dark Order stuff first," and then I changed the background. I added the logo and all that stuff because I thought you and Wendy would dig it.
I did dig it. I love it.
I'm glad you love it. I'm sure Wendy will love it if she ever fucking gets here. Do I need to hit it again? Should I hit it again? Do we need to keep looking?
Oh shit.
Oh, that's
What's
good.
next, boss?
Sorry, one more. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. Yes, all day.
Yeah, but that's not the premise of the question, though. Because Kurt
their
Angle's
primes.
retired. But no, it's one modern wrestler and a retired wrestler.
Yeah,
in
but
their
he is
prime.
more modern than Bret Hart.
But
So
he's
put them in their
retired.
primes.
He's
I still like it,
retired.
Felipe. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
I did that just for Wendy.
Should we do the? Should we just start with the rundown here and say fuck it? Because
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's get into a segment that we were doing for the first time that we had planned to do that we might have broached on another episode, but I don't want to give it away because I have a beautiful clip set up if I can actually get it to work. So without further ado, here is our new segment. Let's go.
You deserve an answer. Our fans at home deserve an answer. So, without further ado here tonight, I'd like to introduce to you.
What the fuck just happened?
What just happened?
Okay,
What
so
the fuck?
Exactly. That's our new segment, y'all. What the fuck just happened? And for those of you who are not tuning in right here at TRWT, a Fox Den joint, John,
Dude.
sorry, that's how frazzled I am. I named it and I can't remember. For those of you tuning in on our audio podcast platforms later, I played a video with some nice music. Shout out to Shells with some nice music. Of again, Battle Riot 3, when Zicky Dice, the outlandish one himself, entered. And after trying to hit somebody with what can only be described as a loaded fanny pack, which he then dropped,
Only Zicky Dice.
only Zicky Dice.
Only.
As he was being attacked, as you saw, he reaches in his mouth, or he goes like this at first with his hands. He does like jazz hands, and all of a sudden, he's pulling a streamer out of his mouth, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. and then eventually clotheslines the dude with it.
What the fuck?
What the fuck just happened? Exactly. I'm not knocking it. The battle riot was very good. It was definitely entertaining. It had some moments where you literally said to yourself, what the fuck just happened? And that was one of them. The other one were some of the surprise entrants, because they were not surprise entrants from technically I guess technically they were from other promotions, but they were from a whole other era, like pre-Attitude Era. Like, we got a surprise appearance from Kim Chi. If you recall, Kim Chi was the handler of Kamala back in the day. The guy with the mask,
Holy
the lucha
shit!
mask,
Yeah,
and the safari outfit and the hat. He showed up in the battle riot, and then
fuck?
Exactly, that just happened
with
last weekend.
Court. All these wrestlers that are out there that aren't working right now that are amazing talents, and you bring fucking Kim Chi. But I'm not done. All this amazing young talent, and you get Kim Chi.
You may want to save some of that strength, because I'm not done. Because in that same battle riot, I believe a little later, we got none other than Kwang, the pre-Attitude Era ninja from WWF. Who didn't stick around that long, wasn't that great, but he was there.
I don't
like, seriously, what the fuck just happened?
These are the moments that, like, I get speechless, I guess. I don't
know who that Facebook user is or what that tattoo is, but as bad as my computer's working, I ain't clicking that link.
No,
that's a bad idea.
No, hell no. Click that link.
I wonder if Steve Lombardi was under the Kim Chi Man. I have no idea. Shout out Anthony Titantron. Definitely check him out too. It was funny. It was weird, and it led you to think, what the fuck just happened here? Like I haven't seen Kim Chi in decades. And Kwang, why are we dusting this guy off?
Yeah, of all the people.
But if it was Steve, I would be extremely excited for him, because he deserves it. But I have no clue. I wish I could tell you, dude. I'd probably be more of a journalist if I could tell you. I'm not, but I would be.
We don't have connections like that yet.
But yeah, Zicky Dice pulling on all this shit. Do I need to play that video again, or have we thrown up already?
It makes me not want. I don't.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. As I said, Battle Riot was very good. Having a new LAX and MLW is awesome. Shout out to Danny Limelight, aka Rivera, now in MLW, and Slice Boogie, and rolling with Conan. They were great. Finding out that formerly Dario Cueto, now Cesar Duran, is not only in charge of Azteca Underground and setting up a temple, he's in charge of booking MLW matches from now on. That was amazing. I popped for that because I'm a Lucha Underground guy.
Well, that stays in the same realm of who they had before. Can't remember her name. Fuck. What was her name?
Selena De La Renta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it stays in the same realm, you know.
You're absolutely right, Anthony. I hope you never become a journalist. Haha, I'm cool with being a fan. So am I. I'm just saying, if I knew, I'd probably be a journalist. I didn't say I wanted to be. My grammar is terrible. I hate typing.
I can't spell, so
my handwriting sucks. I can't spell for shit. That's why I do what I do.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm just a fan.
Screen.
I'll stick to attempting to entertain you people on a weekly basis. It's more fun.
Attempt.
It really is
the key word.
Attempt. No, tonight is attempt. Tonight
is the biggest attempt in a long
with
time.
all the glitches from Mother Nature and the Matrix and technology and you name it. Tonight is an attempt, especially since we're we're still on the hunt for Grandma Wendy.
Play it.
Do I need to hit it again? All right, get ready. We're searching.
Oh, Wendy!
Like we have been on for 45 minutes now. I know she said she was going to be late, but Jesus, this is ridiculous. Like this is getting to levels of.
Oh, Wendy.
I did that just for Bruce. Okay. So we're gonna move on to this, and I know it was something she wanted to talk about, but we can't keep you guys waiting all night. You got shit to do. Originally we were going to talk about just things overall in wrestling that have been going on, because there have been, some patterns, some things that pop up here and there, some things that, maybe me or Bruce or even other podcasters talk about in the same circles. And this was one of them. It's time that we get dead ass on death matches.
Okay.
Because we've had Gage versus the Painmaker. We had the GCW title match come and go since we were last on. That Matt Cardona won and drew Hogan is the third man level heat from that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was ridiculous. I'm sure you've seen the videos by now. If you haven't, just Google them. The reaction of him holding up that title and soaked in blood is worth a view.
Mm-hmm.
But the question keeps getting knocked around, and I know we've even talked about it here and there. And Brucey and I definitely, but Bruce and Wendy and I all seem to have different opinions. So let's just get it out there on the table, shall we?
Okay.
Is deathmatch wrestling actually wrestling?
No.
Are death matches considered wrestling? High class.
I say no, because it's a lot of just hitting people with shit. I mean, the no rules match that we saw the other night, I mean, I think the reason why that had so much wrestling in it is because Jericho was in it. And it was on national television, so it can't be as bad as the GCW matches. I don't know. I don't think there's enough actual wrestling spots in a match to call it wrestling. Do they do wrestling spots? Absolutely. I just don't think there's enough of them.
Okay. Yeah, like I understand where you're coming from that. A lot of people have that opinion. And again, if it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. I do happen to, sip from the cup of death match from time to time. But my answer is, well, I don't know if you're shocked about that. My answer is a little bit complex. Is death matches wrestling? The answer to that is yeah. Because, when you go back through the history of wrestling was basically the side act in a carny show where people would pay to see whatever was going on. Somebody could be wrestling a fucking bear, and it was considered a wrestling show. And from there, all of this developed. So anytime two people step in a ring and plan out what they're going to do, and people pay to see it, it's wrestling. Now, there is a certain point where too much of anything is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
ECW had deathmatch seasonings. They would go hardcore. They would use cheese graters. They would use forks. They would go Abdullah the Butcher on you. They would use signs in the crowd that had stop signs in them. They would use
but they actually wrestled in those matches.
But they, for the most part, outside of maybe like the Sandman, New Jack, that sort of thing, they would have semblances of wrestling, if not full-on technical wrestling matches on the same card. So you'd be like, okay, they're a well-rounded promotion. They're known for this, but they're more than this. Okay, I'm cool. And not only that, think about some of the guys who are famous for death matches in the first place. Terry Funk, Mick Foley, even Oneida from FMW. These guys were tremendous wrestlers, but they would also put it on the line. They didn't care if they were getting in an exploding cage. They didn't care if you were going to hit them with a fork or a light tube or whatever the case may be. Barbed wire matches. They didn't care. They'd tear themselves to pieces. Mick Foley lost a freaking ear. They didn't care, but they were all great wrestlers. when you look at some of these guys from GCW, and as much as it pains me to say, even Nick Gage, can you say the same thing? No, not at all. Like, you ain't even on Sabu's level, for real. Sabu was one of the most death-defying sons of bitches. Is because I bet you he'll do it to this day. One of the most death-defying sons of bitches you will ever see, and he was a tremendous wrestler. So yeah, death matches are wrestling, but sometimes these death matches just take it way too far, and at that point, I'm tuning out regardless of the violence. Like I couldn't tell you. I went over the Cardona versus Gage match from start to finish. I think I counted 3 wrestling moves in the entire match. That's too much. Like you need more wrestling and less brutality for me to actually sit there and go, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Even with the Jericho match, I thought the same thing. Like, they had some wrestling spots here and there, but it was like, okay, this is getting to be a little much. Even because they were not far off from GCW with that match.
You pretty much agree with me then.
I that's the thing. It's like
you just said.
I want to put it this way: you are like death matches. Fuck no. I'm like yes to a point, and Wendy is hell yes. Which is why I wanted to get all 3 in.
I'm not totally hell no.
I love a good death match, but it's got to be a good death match.
Yeah.
like Archer and Mox death match, and Texas death match. Yeah, there's barbed wire, there's tables, there's weapons. It's a death match, but it was damn good. Then look at Mox and Jericho next to it. I mean, not Mox, Gage and Jericho next to it. Tell me it was as good. Tell me that match, that their main event was as good as Mox versus Archer. I don't think you can.
No, it wasn't.
So while I enjoyed one immensely, like went back and watched that Texas death match again, I don't know if I'll ever go back and watch Gage versus Jericho. I was almost more excited for the Hoovy announcement.
Yeah, that match, like that match, it was okay for me. I don't know. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be more. I was expecting more. I was expecting deathmatch Nick Gage, is what I was expecting.
See, here's where I draw the line. Because people, I don't know. Again, we're getting Facebook user, and I don't know what that's about, guys. I apologize. Deathmatch wrestling should stay in the backyard. That's the thing. When it looks like backyard wrestling, I'm done. When you're not actually using wrestling moves and you're just hitting each other, throwing each other through things and doing whatever, I'm like, anyone can do this. You couldn't say that anyone could do what some of those guys I mentioned could do, whether it be Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, Oneida, the list goes, Sabu, the list goes on and on and on. You couldn't do what those guys do. I dare one of you to slice your entire bicep open on a piece of barbed wire and then just wrap it up in athletic tape and keep going in a barbed wire match. Sabu did that. Which one of these motherfuckers did? I know Nick Gage almost died. You think Sabu didn't? And he kept going. And then super glued it shut. Just to get to a hospital, super glued it shut.
Yeah.
There is no one more badass and yet technical than Sabu. And when people start putting Nick Gage in that same category, I'm like, whoa, slow your roll, homie. And I'm from Philly. Okay?
Yeah, no. Definitely not.
This show is more entertaining than SmackDown. Well,
yes.
Thank you. We don't really try to compete with SmackDown. And I'm not saying that like a Vince McMahon way. We really don't try to compete with SmackDown. We used to do Thursdays, but then with everybody's schedules, Fridays made more sense. So we moved to Fridays. SmackDown was already here. Thursday was actually an open day during the week until Impact moved there. And then we were like, fuck, I don't want to compete with Impact. Now we got to compete with SmackDown.
Okay, the Titantron kind of they kind of made a good point.
Let's see here. I feel like you need deathmatch wrestling in the world of wrestling. If every type of wrestling was the exact same, the landscape would be pretty boring. Deathmatch, comedy, etc. It's all wrestling. Yes, Oh no, I totally agree with that, Anthony. I totally agree. I just think
Mhm.
sometimes there's some death matches that just feel very backyard, very just done for the sake of, you know, bleeding and being brutal. And at that point, I tune out. I'm not saying everybody does, and you shouldn't, but I do. So, you know, it's definitely a part of wrestling. I would never argue that. Everything is wrestling. Like I said, people paid for worse shit in the Carney days, and it was considered wrestling. So it's in there. To me, it's a degree. With Wendy, which is why I put this for the three of us. With Wendy, it's just give me a death match, any death match. I'm a happy gal.
Loves it, and you know, I'm happy that she does. You know.
TRWT said, "You want a war? We're going to give you a war." That's right, SmackDown. We're taking over. I'm bringing the fucking NWO TRWT logos out right now. Where's my music? God damn it! I don't even think it's on here anymore. Son of a bitch. The following is paid for by Top Rope Wrestling Talk, even though we have no money.
The brokest podcast around goes head to head with SmackDown.
with the biggest empire in wrestling. Now you're really talking about the rebellion. Okay, now we got a revolution, folks. Okay. I think we got through that. And if I can just wrap it up with a bow, at least it shows you like how determined Matt Cardona was to become the champion of a promotion. Because when you see the photos of what he was like after, like the day after the match, getting on the plane,
I think the best picture I saw was him and Chelsea at Disney with the GCW title, all bandaged up.
all you remember they showed the picture of his hotel room and his sheets were all bloody.
Bloody.
I think it was Wendy that said that maid is going to be so pissed.
Yes.
Sorry, there's a pandemic, maid. I bled all over the sheets. Bye. I left the mint for you just to say sorry.
And if that wasn't the hotel, that was his house, Chelsea's got to be pissed.
No, it was definitely a hotel because he said something about it in his Instagram post that, you know, he felt bad for leaving a hotel this way, but couldn't help it. And it was like, oh, she's going to be bad. Okay, and let's see. This is another good question that we all probably would have had different answers on, and looks like Wendy's going to miss out on because I keep checking the sidebar and it's like, nope, no Wendy. Erica on Twitter had asked, "Why do you love pro wrestling?" It's a very simple question with a billion answers.
Yes.
We're gonna let High Class go first.
Of course, you're gonna let me go first. Oh,
well, in that case, mute. I'm going first. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
Nah, go ahead, man.
The love of pro wrestling for me, I mean, it started when I was a kid. When I was younger, like I just loved the spectacle of it. Just like, I mean, like a lot of young kids did. They liked the spectacle. They liked the excitement, you know. And it was just something about it that drew me to it. Like nowadays, I love all kinds of wrestling. Just everything keeps it fresh nowadays. It's like loving wrestling for me is really hard to explain. I love a great story, and the storytelling in the ring is really what keeps me in love with wrestling. You know, if you can tell a good story in the ring, it's going to be a great show. Like, and I guess that comes from me when I wrestled way back in the fucking day when I was a kid, because I'm an old man now. You know, it was always about the storytelling, you know. It's still the larger than life characters and just great storytelling.
Well, that explains the MJF mark. Because he's definitely larger than life. And build a good story, and get taken in on it, and you will probably love pro wrestling, whether you've been watching it forever or you're a casual fan. But I guess for me, the reason that I love pro wrestling is sort of goes off what Anthony had said. And I'm not including, are we still calling them Muppets? You know, instead of like fanboys or whatever, Muppets, just to throw them off the trail. This does not include Muppets, not then, now, or forever. But the reason I love pro wrestling is it's basically all inclusive. Like, wrestling fans come from everywhere, all over the world, every color, every creed, men, even a lot of women now, which is cool. It always was, but it wasn't always cool to be a woman and be a fan of like wrestling and that sort
there
of
was
video
a point
games.
where it wasn't even cool to be a fan of wrestling for a guy.
Right. But for women, it lasted a little longer,
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all inclusive. It brings people together, and I don't just mean like in a crowd or it creates friendships.
Yes,
it creates content like this for a lot of people, not just Brucey and I. Mm-hmm. Like Brucey and I bonded over wrestling, and then we started doing wrestling podcasts, and now we're doing this. And guys like family to me now, and that's pro wrestling. We're doing this, and we are as close as we've been, even with Grandma, even though she's not here, because of pro wrestling. It brought us all together, and it brings, regardless of what you like or who you are, it brings a lot of people together and gives them that kind of common thread. And that's always been my favorite part of wrestling since I was a kid. Oh, okay, bro. Just that, because I backyard wrestled as a kid in my neighborhood, and it didn't matter who you were. Like, you got Goofy Me with every other race, every other men, boys and girls, and the only time we'd really stop is if a girl started crying. Then it was like, you okay? Even if we were bleeding, we were like, you gonna be all right? All right, we keep going. And then we'd all hang out in the neighborhood and we'd all do other things, but it all started there. So it's like, at least for me, I don't know where my life would be from a very little psycho until now without pro wrestling. It brought me together with the kids in my neighborhood, and then it brought me together later in life with even my wife. My wife and I, like, first time we actually talked and hung out and had fun together and decided to go on a date was sitting around watching SmackDown.
Hell yeah.
I just happened to be at her house hanging out with her brother, and we were watching SmackDown, and she came in and said, "Can I watch?" Yeah. And then he got a call from his girlfriend. So it ended up just being her and I, 2 hours, and we're laughing. We like the same people. We don't like the same segments, this kind of stuff. And I was like, what are you doing Saturday night by the time it was over? And I'm coming up on 13 years of marriage. Due to pro wrestling. Like August 8th, 13 years of marriage. Thank you, pro wrestling. It's been there. It's been constant throughout my life, and it's brought me together with so many people, so many good people. Even the guys that I worked with, through Clark Street, the guys that I talked to online, like, good people, and it's all pro wrestling. And here's the best part. We can agree to disagree at times. Like, we don't all have to like the same things. If you watch this show, Brucey said there's a lot of stuff we feel differently about. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff I feel differently about than Devin and Hafiz. But I will work with them. I will talk to them. I will hang with them. I would practically take a bullet for those guys. Like, they're fucking awesome. And that's all because of pro wrestling. And it doesn't matter if they like what I like or I don't like it. It don't. We're just wrestling fans.
Yeah. That is the God's honest truth.
Wait, what do we got going on here? And Brian just popped something in here.
Talking about Dynamite.
Oh, the Hoovy announcement, Tanahashi. Thunder Rosa. Yes. All were great moments from Fight for the Fallen. But again, another great wrestling show, and maybe one that some people didn't enjoy, but that's cool too. Again, if it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it, because here I am like, ooh, Fight for the Fallen, yum. goes down smooth. ECW, don't mind if I do. That sip had barbed wire in it, but it was still good. Like, it was just, if it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. But either way, pro wrestling has brought a lot to me, still is, because obviously I'm here with you guys, and I'm hoping, to keep going with this show and with Brucey and eventually Wendy, whenever she decides to show up. Hope she's okay. Like, that's my big worry.
Yeah.
But in the theme of just pro wrestling, because a lot of this that we came up with was basically just, it wasn't really promotional based. It was just pro wrestling. One of Wendy's favorites, fill in the blank. And the question is, blank is the one person who does more harm to pro wrestling in 2021 than anyone else. I know, we had the love fest. Now it's time for some hate.
Oh my God. Jim Cornette.
That is a good one. That is a damn good one. I mean, Jesus, the way you've heard me, you've heard me say this, guys. Like, the way he gasses people up for years and years and years and years, and then we get a crowd at an AEW show, and some dude goes after Jericho, and then tweets Jim Cornette the morning after. And I know he denies it, but he did it for you. He showed that he did it for you because he listens to you. There was even a Facebook post or a post that I put in our Facebook group, Top Rope on Facebook. I know it's hard to remember,
right?
Which is growing like a weed, by the way. 500 members.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking right here, people. Thank you for responding to the call to actions when we give you the social medias, because we have just gone straight through the roof, and we just went over 500 members before we got on the show. Thank you. But I posted, it was a video of like some of TNA and Impact's most insane moments of all time. And there were a lot. There was like Elix Skipper doing the tightrope on top of the 6-sided cage and coming off with the Hurricane Rana when he was with Triple X.
That was Monty Brown.
No, that was Elix Skipper. Monty Brown was the big dude, the former Bill Patriot football player, the alpha male.
Yeah, no, he was a Patriot.
Yeah, he was a Bill too, but he was a Patriot also. But yeah, he was totally different too. But it was Elix Skipper, and then Jeff Hardy coming from like the top of the Tron again and hitting Abyss. But and I even said I had posted it for a few reasons. One was because holy shit, and two was because right around the same time, for 90% of the clips in that total video, Jim Cornette was either the figurehead on TV or working behind the scenes for TNA or Impact when these moments happened. And then he wants to go on and spend 2 years talking about flips and flops and all this bullshit with the Young Bucks. Pretty sure you had the Young Bucks on your roster in Impact, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
I know people don't like to bring that up, and I could be wrong. I know they were there. I don't know if you were. Again, this is why we have Stat Girl normally, and she's not here. And my computer's fucked up. So there's that. But if memory serves me correct, and like 80% of the time it does, you had the Young Bucks on your roster in TNA. And now you're bitching about them.
Mm-hmm.
You had all these moments, and now you're bitching about high spots and flips and flops and shit that doesn't make any sense or doesn't have or isn't part of wrestling, isn't real wrestling. And you were doing it on your shows before AEW. I think it's about time you shut the fuck up.
He was talking about it when he was with the Midnight Express. Shells and Griff put it on the album.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about clipping the wings of the Midnight Express. Well, if you're going to clip their wings, that means that they're high flyers. Well, Jim, that means you were basically the start of high flying wrestling. You were the start of the high spots.
See what I mean, guys? You can trace back his bullshit to almost every era of wrestling that he's been in.
To a promo.
And I will never question like Corny's love for wrestling. I will never question his knowledge of wrestling. I will never question any of that. But his motives these days, I'm going to question until the day he changes his fucking tune. And that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
because you are creating these situations, whether you want to own up to it or not. And you are doing it to make money and keep yourself relevant. And that's just
absolutely what he's doing.
Because there's no other reason for it. You are spreading hate to make a buck.
But you know what? It's fucking working.
That's the saddest part, is it fucking works.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew that, I'd just come on and welcome to Top Rope Hate.
Right?
Welcome to Top Rope Hate. Just fuck everybody. Welcome to Top Rope Hate. You know what? Let me see if I can find our theme music. Give me a second. Welcome to Top Rope Hate. Our next guest is corny. No, that's not gonna happen.
Never.
Never. Not happening. Even if he paid me, I'd take the money. I wouldn't put him on the show.
Yep.
So there's that. Oh yeah, I got to do the fill in the blank, don't I? Oh, and corny was going to be my pick, but I had a runner up. I had a runner up just in case. And considering the recent actions, Nick Khan, WWE's, I think he's the EVP. He's definitely part of their brass. This is the man behind all the black days during pandemic. This is the man who recently was quoted saying that WWE is not a wrestling company. I'm sorry, what does WWE stand for anymore?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to change. It's going to change to World Entertainment.
Is it now World what Entertainment? Last I heard, it was wrestling. It's supposed to be a wrestling show. You are doing everything to make sure that it is not a wrestling show, and wrestling fans fucking hate that shit. It's one thing for Vince McMahon to kind of deflect during the Monday Night War and say, well, Ted Turner's in the wrestling business. We're in the sports entertainment business. It was a deflection, but it was also, if you watch Dark Side of the Ring, a way that he could avoid paying for certain things on the road, certain commission, paying certain taxes, paying the state athletic commissions, that sort of thing. So it put more money in his pocket. So it was smart. This, on the other hand, is just fucking stupid. You're saying we're not a wrestling company, and the word is in your name.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking stupid, no matter how you look at it. You can try to excuse it. You can try to say, well, that's not what he meant. I don't give a fuck. It's stupid. I'm not saying if you agree, you're stupid. I'm saying it's stupid for Nick Khan to say it in the first place. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. That one's mine.
What if Nick Khan's like quietly related to Tony?
What if Vince hired him because he thought he was related to Tony?
I bet you that's exactly what happened. Oh, you're related to that Tony Khan guy that owns AEW. You're hired.
You can when you wonder what's wrong with WWE, look no further than the top, because you got Nick Khan saying that, and then Vince McMahon was quoted this week talking about AEW, saying like he doesn't see them as competition, and he wishes them luck, and hopefully they can build up their roster. And then at the end of it, he says something along the lines of, I think I'll probably help them with that soon. Like, here comes another round of cuts, Vinny? Is that really what you're going to say? That's what you want to put out there? I'm going to get rid of more talent because fuck them. And then we still have people like, you remember the whole social media Daniel Bryan thing?
Yeah.
They were just slamming him for leaving WWE and not being loyal. How loyal do Nick Khan and Vince McMahon look these days to their wrestlers?
Yeah, no.
Or whatever they're calling them now, superstars, because it's not wrestling. Tell these wrestlers it's not wrestling, by the way. See what they say.
Right.
Especially after they leave, because, when they're there, they can only say so much. When they leave, ask them if they're a fucking wrestler. See what they say.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle wasn't a wrestler. Really? He won an Olympic gold medal, right?
With
what
a
he win it for?
Freaking neck.
Exactly. What he win it for?
Wrestling.
But he's not a wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. I'd like to see you say that to Kurt Angle's face. I'd love that. Should be the next pay-per-view. I want to see that more than I want to see Extreme Rules.
Brian said it perfectly. It's like MTV still having their name, but they haven't been about music in 20 years.
Yep. You know what's funny too? Now they brought out MTV Classic and they play old music videos. I have that channel.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's all like it's nothing new. It's all like 90s, early 2000s shit. Like
Fine.
it's great. It's like a perfect playlist some days, man. I just put that shit on when I'm doing stuff around the house and just listen.
Hell yeah.
It's fun. But yeah, MTV started up all these other MTV things, and eventually those channels stopped playing videos, but they're still called MTV something. And now they've started this one where they play videos. But give it a minute, and they'll probably go to episodes of like Beavis and Butthead and Jackass, and they won't play videos there either. But they're still MTV. That's for me. I feel like this guy is doing more harm than good, and for the biggest reason that if you have 3 shows on TV that are supposed to be based on wrestling, and you're more worried about going to find your next buck somewhere. I don't care if it's trying to get that Peacock money, trying to get rid of wrestlers for no reason. I don't care if it's trying to go back to Saudi Arabia, as it's been reported. It's a horrible idea, and I hope it doesn't happen, especially right now where we are in this pandemic, but they're trying to do it. Instead of looking for your next buck, you have more money than you'll ever need. How about you actually try focusing on making a decent wrestling show that fans will watch, and then they will purchase more merch, and they will buy more tickets, and you won't have to cancel shows, and you'll make more money that way. Business savvy, and it's a win-win for us.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it feels like my logic is undeniable.
Yeah.
Because that would require work, Dom. Yes, it would. It would also require writers that like knew who the champ's name was when they had actually
how to write a
been
good
writing.
wrestling story.
It would require them stop making these shitty movies and trying to be so mainstream and focus on what people love them for in the first place. But that required work, just like Ben had said. And that's also why Cody's t-shirt says "Do the work." that's all I'm saying. That's a perfect way to wrap that one up. Let's move on to the next one. That's what we were going to get into before Brucey's internet dipped out. So we'll backtrack. We'll just as we saw at Fight for the Fallen, Hangman Page had his 10-man match with the Elite. He had the Dark Order.
Great.
The stipulation was if he were to lose, he loses his title match. Now the intros, the match was great, but the intros might have been even better between the spotlights and the movie for Adam and the Dark Order, and then the Space Jam entrance for the Elite. I love that they went OG too. Like they didn't bother with that new Space Jam shit. They were rocking like the Michael Jordan, Bill Murray jerseys and music and everything because they got the money. They do whatever they want. They got paid to promote the movie. They promoted it the way they wanted to. They looked OG. It was badass.
Yep.
But the match itself was great. When it all shook down, Hangman and the Dark Order lost this elimination match, which had a few of us in our feels scratching our heads like, wait a minute.
Absolutely.
They're really taking Hangman out of this title picture, right? And then as things calmed down, people were saying, we're in July, All Out is in September. In the weeks that come, they will find a way to build Hangman back into this title picture. I know Brucey had said, what was it? Who was supposed to get it for it?
I said that it's going to come down to either Evil Uno or John Silver in a singles match against someone from the Elite. And if they win, Hangman gets his title shot back.
Yeah, kind of not exactly, but kind of like the way the New Day helped Kofi get back in the title picture, and then it became Kofi Mania weeks later.
Yes.
And I had said, they've done this before, but they might do it again where Hangman says, give me a title opportunity and I'll put my career on the line. And then boom, he's back in. But there have been multiple reports today. And again, these are the same people reporting like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and we still don't have anything official. So you can take them for what they're worth. But there have been multiple reports saying they have removed Hangman from the title picture altogether. I just, hearing this, I'm going to go to High Class, and I want your feelings on it. And the only thing I want you to answer is, if that's true, has AEW dropped the ball with Hangman Page?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think there are some people I think that they definitely dropped the ball with, but I don't think this roller coaster ride that is Hangman Adam Page's career in AEW has probably been one of the best drawn out stories there has been in wrestling in a long ass time. Like, he came in riding a high, and then he lost, and he went to a low, and he kind of started questioning everything with the Elite. And then he won the tag titles, and he was back up. Like, his whole career in AEW,
he's got like that BTE intro. You know how they're in the roller coaster?
Yeah, like his whole and it's been an amazing story to actually watch, because he even went through like the alcoholic like depression stage of this whole thing. Like, they're going for it with it, and I can commend them. Do I think they dropped the ball? Absolutely not. I still think he's going to become AEW World Champ at All Out.
Wow. Okay. So you think they're putting him back in the picture either way? Like, you just don't believe the report? Okay. Oh, Anthony, what was the fill in the blank question? Hang on. Blank is the one person who has done more harm than good to pro wrestling in 2021 than anyone else. Blank has done more harm than good in 2021. Oh, I keep messing it up. One more time for Anthony, because I love him. Blank is the one person who has done more harm in 2021 to pro wrestling than anyone. There it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Take 3. Maybe I should do this and edit it. I don't know, but we're here.
We're live.
I'm off my game. You heard the explanation. I apologize. Brian says, simple answer, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm going to give you my answer in 1 second. I'm just catching up on comments. And he said, oh, my love for pro wrestling started with seeing Hogan and Savage as a little boy. My dad was an NWA 4 Horsemen fan, and my mom actually saw guys like Dick the Bruiser at the old Chicago amphitheater. Wow. That's some good shit right there. Like, that's legitimate good shit. Not Vince's. I'm not doing the Vince Mox thing for that. Like, that is good shit. All right, we're current. Okay, so here we go with the Hangman Page thing. And again, I don't really believe the reports. I'm with Brucey. I think they will put him back in the title hunt somehow. If, hypothetically, they do not, if these reports are true, and that because now they've got bigger fish on the hook, allegedly, and they just wipe Adam Page right out of the title picture to move one of these guys in, they have dropped the fucking ball. Because this is a story going back to what, the first AEW title match with Jericho that has had that BTE roller coaster that Brucey talked about. He was undefeated. He was headed into face Jericho. He came in on a horse. He lost. And then he started to build back up with the Elite, and he won some matches, and he won the tag team titles, and then he swerved the Bucks, and then they lost the titles, and then Kenny left him, and then he started drinking, but then he met the Dark Order, and things started to come up, and then things, just kind of peaked and valleyed, and all of a sudden he's back on a winning streak, and he's headed up there to get to this fucking 10-man match, and he loses his shot. So this is a very, very long-term story build when you think about it. Think back to how long ago that first title match was, and we've been on this roller coaster ever since. If they stop it here, they stopped it in the middle of the roller coaster, and people are going to fall off and die trying to escape.
Now, like, the other thing on the non-related side to the real-life Hangman Adam Page, I know he posted on Instagram that his wife was pregnant a few months ago. I'm not sure how long it's actually been, but that could also be the reasoning, the real supposed reasoning for him not being in the title match.
That is a great point, because that is, something that I had completely forgotten about. I think a lot of people did. And now that you mention it, if this is a way to kind of write him off, to let him be there for his wife and then come back and get a title shot, I'm fine with that. But if it's literally like, nope, that's it, we're done with Hangman, we're moving on to CM Punk, I will be pissed and I will scream to the high heavens. As much as I love AEW, they dropped the fucking ball, because that's the kind of guy that I am. I've bashed him before, I'll bash him again. I don't give a fuck. Do you see any like promotional letters on the screen anywhere other than TRWT? That's what I'm loyal to. That's what I'm biased for. That's what I'm a fanboy of. Us. Outside of that, I'll bash anybody. Ain't nobody telling me what to say, what to do. I do what the fuck I want. And that's the bottom line, because the Psycho said so. Oh, we got an answer from Anthony here. We got loaded question, right? I do come up with a good question from time to time. Probably McMahon. Easy answer there. Let me get back to you eventually with a better answer. That's fine, man. That's a good answer too, though. Because you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. I mean, I said Nick Khan, close enough. Vince hired him, and there's a lot of other shit Vince has done, like trying to get Peacock to go international. Can't wait for you fine fellas that we know in the UK and the guys from Chile and everybody else to lose their network. It's like, nanny boo boo. Welcome to our world. It sucks.
Yep.
Half the time Vince's cock doesn't work. Good luck.
I don't even have Peacock for WWE Network.
I know you had it beforehand. I know.
Yeah, I just got lucky.
You just lucked out. Yeah,
I actually canceled my network. Now I get it added on.
You're probably smarter than all of us. That's just a fact. I mean,
yeah.
But that does lead me into something I know at least Wendy wanted to talk about, and I think Brucey wanted to talk about. WWE has announced that they're going to be partnering with a network to bring you a mini series about the Vince McMahon 90s steroid trial that Hogan basically got him off of. We've heard, if you're a wrestling fan, you go back long enough, you've heard of this before.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a what the fuck just happened moment. This is more like, why the fuck is this happening, in my opinion. But High Class, how do you feel knowing that this mini series is like in the works?
Wow. This could really hurt Vince and possibly the WWE, like not with so much the older fans that lived through it and were, pretty much saw the whole thing go down, but for like this newer generation of, I don't know, kids that are against drugs and steroids,
right?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. This could hurt in another way that they never saw coming.
I hear you,
but at the same time, I'll probably fucking watch it because, yeah, why not?
Why not, indeed. I was just making sure you were through before.
I was
through.
I wasn't.
You know how I am. I sometimes jump in on top of people. If you haven't noticed, I know that's the understatement of the century, but still, I'm working on it, guys. I really am. Sometimes I wait too long. Sometimes whatever. But and again, I'll give you my answer. Let me go back real quick because Brian had said in regards to Hangman, that would be so low, like WWF screwing Ricky Steamboat over because he was going to be a dad. I'm not saying they're going to put screws to him like that, Brian. No. Although they did with Ricky. They from all I remember, and being a Steamboat fan the way that was, they really did screw him over. But I don't think that's going to happen to Hangman. I think maybe they just put it off to let him be there for his wife, or because I don't know how pregnant she is. I just know I remember something that she was, and then Brucey reminded me of it here. So if they let him go home and, you know, take care of his wife and write him off for a little bit to come back and then win the title, I'm fine. But if they don't, then we have a problem. We have a big problem. Now, as far as this goes, and I'm going to say it because I watched them, and these guys just had like a restaurant quality rant about this. And I don't want them to get this twisted. So Covalent TV, if you do happen to watch this, I did not steal this from you. Brucey and Wendy will tell you. I grew up with a mom, and I say it all the time. My mother used to tell my father that he was the king of revisionist history. He always loved to change the facts after the fact. Mm-hmm. The king of revisionist history. Now that my father's gone, Vince McMahon wants to take that title too. Because he is going to go back and he is going to basically give you a mini series like OJ gave you a book that says, If I Did It.
Yeah.
That's what this mini series is going to be. And you know what? That OJ book was slimy as fuck.
Yep.
Because whether he did it or not, it's bad taste if he didn't. If he did, it's pretty much a confession and he's making money off it. That's fucking horrible. That's worse than corny. Let's be real. Vince McMahon is going to do the same sort of thing with this mini series. He's gonna just, you know, change the facts here, change the facts there, make himself look better, you know, bring in some drama, make him look like an actual human. And it's going to be a lot of revisionist history, unfortunately. And I don't know if I'll watch it, to be honest. I know Wendy was into it because she brought it to our attention. I know Brucey says he's going to watch it. I don't know if I will. I might have to ask them to review it one of these days when it's all said and done, because I don't think I will. I just don't feel the need to see Vince McMahon's bullshit in 6 parts. Because they change everything after the fact.
But you've been watching it for 40 years.
This is true, but I don't need like his real life bullshit. I already get his wrestling bullshit. I don't need his real life bullshit on top of his wrestling bullshit. I'm watching less and less of his wrestling bullshit as is. I don't need his real life back in the day bullshit. But so I don't think I'll watch. You know, it just feels weird. And if you want a good example of it, I think I've used this before. I don't know if I've used it on air. I know I've used it with Bruce and Wendy off air. If you want a good example of this and you can tolerate the wrestler, go watch the A&E biography of The Ultimate Warrior done by WWE and A&E. Then go watch Dark Side of the Ring, The Ultimate Warrior. They are 2 completely different shows about the same person. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying either one is right, but they are polar fucking opposites. One explains like the Warrior's childhood and why he had the issues that he had, and the other one just says he was a complete piece of shit, more or less. Summing up here.
Yeah.
One is very light and puts and really glowing, and the other one is just dark and really paints him in a bad light. One has the Ultimate Warrior's widow, and the other one has the Ultimate Warrior's first wife. It's 2 very different shows about the exact same person talking about the exact same times. And I can't see how both of them can be right. But WWE put out one and Vice put out the other. That's what this miniseries is going to be like. It's going to be, there's the real Vice story, like you saw with the Ultimate Warrior, and then there's the WWE version like you saw with the A&E biography.
Yeah. Okay.
Got to get ready for my SmackDown recap. Wish me luck. Catch the rest of the episode later. Have fun, fellas. Oh, good luck, man.
See you later, man. Thanks.
If I could, I'd come on with you, homie. I ain't watched SmackDown at all, but I'll come anyway. I'll just tell jokes.
Throw shade.
And throw shade, maybe. Maybe. Spoiler alert.
We don't throw shade.
We got through all that. I'm trying to see what we got left.
We gotta do our new monthly segment.
Oh, we do.
Our other new monthly segment. We'll cut the third out of it, and we'll have to do. I
was just gonna say the question becomes: if it lands on Wendy, do we make the announcement next week, or do we spin again?
No, disqualify
lost
her
my-
for this week.
I just lost my wheel. Why did I just lose my wheel?
I don't know.
Oh my god. So should I take Wendy off the wheel?
Yes.
Okay, we're taking Grandma off.
Forfeiting for a no show.
Grandma gets forfeited just this time. She'll get in on the next month, I guess. Let me get
So- For
Let me get
everyone
my-
out there that is listening / watching that is wondering what the hell we are talking about, we are doing a new monthly thing called what did I call it?
Throwback recap, I believe, or review.
Yeah.
Throwback review.
It's a a way back when review. That's what it was. The way back when review
Okay.
where
There it is. Thank you.
where the TRWT3 goes back in time in the vault, and we pick an older episode. It could be a pay-per-view. It could be an episode that was on TV of a promotion or a certain show that meant something to us. And
Right.
we give all of you out there in the world that listen to us and watch us the same opportunity to watch the same show that we have to watch, and then on our last show of the month we'll review the show that we all get to watch.
Yeah. We haven't decided. We may put some links out on our social media for the show we're going to review. We may do a live watch along on Facebook or something like that. So that way you guys know what we're doing and where we're going with it. And then we'll come back. We'll break down the card, the segments. We'll review everything. We'll give it a grade. We'll do whatever afterwards. We'll just have fun with it, because this is actually something I'm very excited for. It's something that I know a lot of other people do, but we have not, and I've wanted to. So I'm excited and I'm ready to do this. So
See if my brainchild works.
Let me get this wheel back up.
All right.
All right, there's the wheel technically. Hang on. I think it's still loading. Why are you being such a dick? Oh, right, because my computer is shit now. Sorry, guys. Okay. It's loaded. Thank God. All right.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Let's
Are
do
we ready
this
to do
shit.
this? Let's spin this. Let's spin this motherfucking wheel, y'all.
Spin that
With-
bitch.
With two people on
It's
it.
a
Come on,
50-50
Psycho.
chance.
Come on, Psycho.
We've got a 50-50 chance. Oh shit!
Damn it.
Oh shit! Yeah. So
So we got the high
class.
class pick, folks.
Oh, this is actually kind of awesome. Wow,
It is.
I never win
It
the
is.
first go round.
It is. I had a pick that's so psycho, but it's gonna have to wait.
Yes, then we'll have to wait till next month's drawing. I actually am going back and I want to review Monday Night Raw episode 1.
Wow.
Yes.
We're gonna go there.
We're going
Wow.
there. We're going to episode 1 of Monday Night Raw. So everyone out there that wants to do the show review with us at the end of the month, the episode that we're watching is Monday Night Raw episode 1, which
The series premiere of Monday Night Raw.
yes,
We are going back for this.
we're
one,
going
folks.
back.
Holy shit, I got dizzy.
Way back when.
Way back into
So-
time. Back into the 90s when wrestling was actually cool.
Yeah.
Actually, this might be before wrestling was actually cool. 'cause
No,
probably-
it was.
It got
until, like,
cool in the
94, 95. it
Attitude
started getting
Era,
cool.
you
Yeah.
know. Thanks to ECW, by the way, because they cloned that shit. But it got cool in the Attitude Era and the Monday Night War and that kind of thing with NWO, DX, and all that. Like all of a sudden, it was cool to be a wrestling fan. And
Yep.
and we're gonna go back even further than that
We're going
to
back
what-
to what started.
to what started what is now as everyone says every week, the longest episodic television series in wrestling history.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one. I'm tempted to see if we got any. Does anybody in the live chat have anything they want to ask the Psycho or the High Class before we go? now would be the time.
Or forever hold your peace.
Right?
Anybody? Nothing?
Nothing? Anything?
Nothing?
Anything?
Nothing?
Anything?
Nothing? Nothing at all? Nothing? Oh, okay. Going
Okay.
once. Going twice.
Oh, don't do that. Then Covalent will say we stole it from them.
No, I'm good for the night.
I'm good for the night. Okay. So,
All right.
so just my final thought was like somebody had, I think it might have been Devin, but I can't remember. He asked me today if like wrestling would ever be as big as it was in that heyday in the 90s when it was cool. And honestly, I don't think it can get there again. I'm amazed it got there in the first place because I've always been a wrestling fan, and I've known people that are wrestling fans. We've discussed that, but it wasn't always cool. It really wasn't always cool. It was stuff that you did with your friends, like in your
On the
neighborhood
down low.
or in your house on the couch. You didn't really go out there and just profess your love for wrestling because you'd catch a lot of shit. And in the 90s, it was everywhere. Everybody was wearing wrestling shirts. Everybody had an NWO shirt or a DX shirt or a Stone Cold shirt or whatever the fuck. It was just cool to be a wrestling fan. I don't know if we'll get to that point ever again. Like, with the amount of Muppets following wrestling and, just the amount of like negativity that gets thrown around when even a casual fan decides they want to look into wrestling and they catch some other fans. I don't think we'll get there again. But God, did I love being a part of that.
For it to happen, it's got to take the right core of wrestlers and the right story to make it happen.
Well, yeah.
Like
Also,
the NWO was like a perfect storm.
yes.
Yes,
it was.
Could it? I think it could. But it's gonna be at its own pace, its own time, and we just gotta wait. It'll happen again. History repeats itself.
From that Attitude Era from NWO, the next closest thing I could think, and I know everybody says Bullet Club, but the next closest thing I can think, because everybody seemed to love them, even if they didn't watch the promotion, just for the shirts, just for the way they were. Aces and Eights.
Yes, I fucking love the Aces.
Aces and Eights. All of a sudden, it was cool to be a wrestling fan again for a minute. It was cool to be an Impact fan for a minute because they were there, and then as they petered out, all of a sudden it wasn't cool anymore. And so we didn't get it back, but we got a small taste of what had happened before, and it was good. And then it just kind of went too soon, in my opinion. But that was just bad management, really. I don't know if that's the thing. It would take a story like that or a group like that or something like that, but it would also take the fans catching on to that and not having this division amongst where all these Muppets are saying, well, they're not as cool as you think they are, guys. Yeah, he's right. WWE rules, or whatever. AW for life, man. That kind of shit. I'm not saying it's one side or the other. I'm saying overall. So I think that would be a bigger sticking point than any story, because there have been like the Inner Circle's been a good story, but a lot of people hating.
They haven't been. I don't know. I just don't see them as like a true faction. I don't know. I don't even want to dive into those can of worms right now because the show's almost.
Unless you want to make that your final thought, because I was going to toss it to you next.
No, my final thought.
Oh, good night, Ben. Thank you for showing up.
My final thought is thanks for watching.
There
keep watching.
Keep watching.
We will enjoy what you enjoy, and don't take other people's joy away.
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to us. You can have fun with it. You can throw your chat, your comments in the chat. You can do whatever, but you don't have to take what we say as gospel. We're just doing what we love to do. It's plain and simple. It's another reason I love pro wrestling is I get to do this. What the fuck else am I going to do it on? Like, I know some sports. I'm kind of funny. I can rant with the best of them, but pro wrestling, it's what I love. It's what I'm good at. So it's what I do. Doesn't mean you have to like take everything I say and although sometimes, maybe that corny thing, but even if you want to listen to corny, do you? Just don't listen too hard. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Just listen.
Yes.
and maybe report back if he says some crazy shit so I can rant about it and have fun with that. You know, just don't take it too close to heart. Nothing he says, nothing we say, just enjoy it. And if you want to enjoy more of us or the full TRWT3, you can always find us on our social medias. And I know we have them going on our ticker here, but I'm going to kick it to Brucey for people who will be listening to this later on. If I can get the audio podcast out, because, you know, again, lots of glitches.
Technical difficulties. So
Let's just cover bases. Give it to him, Bruce.
You can find us at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. This is our group. This is where we go in and we have our discussion threads. We have our pay-per-view tournaments for championship titles and all the great stuff that we do and talk about. And we go from one end of wrestling all the way to the other end. We like to talk about everything. You're welcome to bring whatever you want wrestling-wise into the group. Just find us, click invite myself, and we'll let you in. Then you can also find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. This is our page. You can find our Top Rope Wrestling Talk page. This is strictly for the podcast. Yeah. We got clips of the show on there. We've got full episode shows on there. The page.
You can find everything podcast.
Everything podcast, there. Merch, shows.
It's
where to find us.
According to them, it's our entertainment website. So basically, you can find our merch there. You can find our episodes there. You can find a few of our clips. You can find pretty much anything for this show, including most of the social medias and websites attached to that page. And it's just a one-stop hub for everybody.
Yes. And then you can also find us on the Twitter machine at Top Rope WT. Go on there. It's been a blast lately. Things have been going on. I've been hitting up the old Twitter machine every once in a while here and there when I get the opportunity.
I might have killed my computer on Twitter today. I don't know.
And that thing goes off like crazy.
I try to
You can also find us on Instagram. That's at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Go on there. You can check us out. We've got clips on there. We've got memes on there. It's just that's just for us to have fun with. You know,
these all serve a purpose. Like the Top Rope group is kind of our living room. That's where we kick it. We watch wrestling with you guys. We talk wrestling with you guys. We have contests. We do things. We have fun. The website is more of our office. It's where you can find everything podcast related. The Twitter is where, you know, we kick it with other podcasts. So we do get into conversations with wrestlers, and we do have that type of stuff. The Instagram is kind of like just our wall for us to throw whatever the fuck kind of graffiti we want on
and have fun
and have a good time there. But they're all worth a follow, if you ask me, and a lot of people have. And we appreciate it. Like I said, the numbers have been going up on every page. I don't have them right now, and if I try to look, my computer's going to lock up. So sorry, but I know we're over 500 members in our Facebook group for the first time in a long time. I know we're approaching about 300 followers on Twitter and 200 on Instagram, and even here at TRWT, a Fox Den Joan, we just hit 125 subscribers, and that's a big deal for us. We had been stuck in one spot, and we're starting to grow again, and I'm very happy for that. I hope that continues. I hope I get these computer issues worked out. I hope we can get Wendy back, and we can just keep on rolling, because things are definitely getting bigger and better, and I'm enjoying the living hell out of it. So one way or another, we're going to keep this going. Now, if you are watching this and you don't know, we have plenty of podcast platforms. And you can find most of them at anchor.fm/TRWT. Our website will pop up. You'll see our episodes there. You can listen to them, and that's fine. But if you have another podcast platform, literally at the top of the page, it'll show you our Spotify, and then there'll be another button for all our platforms. And you'll see pretty much everywhere podcasts are distributed. There's only two places that you can go to search for us that aren't there. One is iHeartRadio. A lot of people search us out and listen there, and we appreciate it. The other one is the newest one, and that is at thewrestlingindex.com.
Oh, yeah.
Thewrestlingindex.com has thousands upon thousands of podcasts, including now our little podcast that could. So thank you guys. We appreciate that. And if you do happen to be listening to this because I got it out, it's going to be a miracle that my computer lasts another day, but okay.
Oh, we got a week.
I know, but I got to get the audio podcast out like tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
I gotta take this and work with it and try to
You got
edit
6
it.
days.
So if this does get out, and if you are listening to this on one of our many internationally acclaimed podcast platforms, please come and find us at TRWT parentheses a Fox Den John JAWN on YouTube. We have well over 100 episodes at this point. Our subscribers are growing. We hope it continues. We have YouTube exclusive content that if you've been listening to us, you have not seen or heard. We have a lot of stuff there that you're going to enjoy. So please come to TRWT, a Fox Den John, subscribe, ring the bell. So when the next time, say 6 or 7 days from now, all things willing, we go live, you'll be the first to know. Now, Brucey mentioned merch real quick, and it has taken a huge upgrade. We've now gotten our own merch website. It has 3 logos on it at the moment, including the newest one of the TRWT3. So you can get a picture of, you can get a shirt with Bruce and Wendy and I all up on it. But not just that. You can get mugs, you can get notebooks, you can get stickers with our faces on it. You can get our logos in so many different variations and on so many different things. All you have to do is go to Threadless. No. Forget I said that. Go to trwtmerch.threadless.com and you'll see our page. You'll see the logos we have available. If you click on one of them, it's immediately going to bring up a shirt. It's going to show you all the colors, all the styles, everything else. But you can drag down and see all the different types of merch you can get with that logo on it, whether it be a coffee mug, a beach towel, a bath mat, a shower curtain, leggings. Even one of the logos, we made slip-on shoes for men and women, and they look dope. If you're not following us on social media and you haven't seen them, they look dope as hell. Like, I want a pair. So there's so much stuff there, and at affordable prices, international shipping, the whole 9. So please go to trwtmerch.threadless.com, order something today, and if you buy the second one, you still have to pay for it. No free, not yet.
No, not yet.
The next sale is actually coming on my wedding anniversary, August 8th. But we'll give you more details on that when the time comes.
Word.
But for now, for high class myself, even for Grandma Wendy, stay safe out there. Wear your mask if you got to, especially right now with the way things are. Get your shots if you haven't. Enjoy everything wrestling. I know I'm going to go back and watch SmackDown. We've got some other stuff coming up. Just enjoy wrestling in general. Again, if it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. I guess we could let Brucey do the Wendy part.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
There it is. Even without her.
Deuces.
Catch you next week, y'all.